Now we've had a heavy year, and you mentioned this earlier, Harry, just to put a number on it, 270 maps played for Big in 2020, the most of any team in Counter-Strike Go right now. So these guys have been working hard, and they need to see if the results are there. It's the opening game of IEM Global Challenge. Big, it's your map pick, T-side start. What do they want to show us? Good bit of util and walking towards A slowly as Masuta jump spots on the ramp.
Oh, it's all quiet like over here towards B. Masuta. A rather. Ooh, Masuta taking a peek down through the ramp on this jump spot. And now he's going to get that info. Here's the footsteps coming his way. Flashes raining over from mid, courtesy of Searson. And right now, these rotations are coming through for Vitality. That opening flash is good, and that allows them to deal with Masuta. There's the follow-up for Tizian as well, but Shox back inside of the site. Doesn't want to go down without a bit of a fight. He's doubled up. ZywOo's coming from nowhere, and that 1-2 punch of ZywOo and Shoxy holds down A. Searson left in the 1v3, and they know that he was over towards middle. He was the guy throwing these flashes earlier on, so they are ready for it. RPK, the tank, there to solidify the pistol for Vitality.
Yeah, you talk about a triple threat over on Big, Harry. Well, how does Shox, RPK, and ZywOo sound? Because that is terrifying.
I don't like it, man. As a Big fan, you know, I'm not a fan of that. RPK, dude, he's someone who just kind of deserves infinite respect, isn't he, at this point? Like, he's kind of playing like lights out at the minute. And you know, like for someone who's technically retired once before, it's just unheard of.
Yeah, what's awesome as well is we have some of our oldest players in Counter-Strike Go right now in this team of Vitality. So that's really, really cool. We've seen some of the old eras in like old VP retire and go their separate ways, but players here from the French scene still at the top of Counter-Strike. So that's really, really cool. Where is that retirement age? Well, right now Vitality say not today. They take the 1-0 lead, pistols out for Big, bit of a force in round 2. Searson's Scout is a weapon not to be messed with. Masuta in middle, finding the first, and he's going to double down, bit messy, but the kills are his. And Big, pretty screwed in this round, it's safe to say.
Yeah, mopped up by RPK and Masuta, and you know, that's the thing, like, you were kind of hoping for a bit more if you're Big here, in all honesty. They force-fought into this round, and it's a flawless one for Team Vitality, so this strong start is now more solidified than ever, and it does get pretty worrisome if Vitality are able to walk away with Big's map pick here. I think that's going to set them up for a nice little 2-0 opener in this series. I do love this idea of like the differences in approach between these squads, like Vitality favoring this kind of slow upward trend in the results, and Big trying to go for like a big explosive go at it, right in the middle of the year, playing and grinding their way through all these online events. But that burnout and that thing that has affected so many top teams, even the likes of Astralis, haven't been immune to it this year. It's something that gets me a little bit nervous for Big.
Well, your nerves aren't going to be sorted anytime soon because it's a full eco for this German roster as they wait out the MP9s. Assuming Big don't get much damage off here with P250s and Glocks, you'd imagine Vitality will be running bonus into that first gun round as well. So maybe a chance for Big to get on the board, but that won't be here. Bit of a B flash. RPK dropping the molly and backing up with his utility. Tizian still back in spawn. Tabson's got the one bit of utility. Tizian breaking the windows for mid plays, but only baiting, only faking as Big run up the B stairs. RPK is there, ready and waiting. Good bit of damage done. Kito's on 4, and he's finished off. Shox on a rotate, but RPK needs no help. 4 kills on the anti-eco, and money made for Vitality. The question for them is, do they want to upgrade these guns? It's actually quite common to just see an AWP bought in around these SMGs with one rifle, but Vitality might just keep everything they've got and save it for a rainy day. Big in with AKs, and Searson's got that AWP as well.
And I think this little head-to-head of Searson and ZywOo decides a lot in this series. Perhaps obviously, right? The two AWPers, Searson being like the one player on Big among all these legends who has really been able to keep up his performances post-player break. However, versus ZywOo, this is one of his worst opponents he can go up against. ZywOo absolutely dominates this Big squad historically. And so I do think we're going to be looking to Searson to try and fill those blanks. But look at this round, man. It's already gone so one-sidedly in favor of Vitality. This is a bonus round for crying out loud. This is MP9s and that one M4 on Shox. Now getting upgraded for free as well. This was not the result you wanted if you were Big. Searson and Xantares left in this 2v4. And it has been these two that have frequently had to rise to the occasion in the absence of guys like tabseN. So what are they going to do over here at short side? There's Xantares in with the first. masuta goes down. Round's not over yet. And someone needs to remind Vitality of that very, very fact, because now we're down to a 2v2. This was a 2-on-5 as this A play began. They get that bomb into the site. Now Shox is ready and waiting in CT. He's calling for old mate RPK to begin obbling his way over. And up through ramp comes RPK. Silent as he goes. Xantares ready and waiting. Ooh, he might get the drop on him. And indeed he does, but RPK with the turnaround. It's left to CSGO. And RPK is so damn low. CSGO hiding, getting back into the elevator room. And with that nade, he can seal the deal. RPK, the tank has sustained the blast. And now a chance on the bomb, but the peek from CT. Oh, it's close. And I don't like it, but CSGO does get it back under control. That is a 2v5 from CSGO and Xantares to find the first round for Big.
Yeah, two of the names you wanted. Oh, there was a chance to stick that bomb as well, right? I like the nade from CSGO, but RPK, if he used that box as cover, knowing CSGO was spawn side, maybe he could have gotten away with it. He did have a kit, but not today. Big on the board, and that is a blinder of a round to lose for Vitality. They even knew that one was ending A with masuta jump spotting. Shox on the AWP here for Vitality as they buy up off the back of that bonus. Fast towards B, Xantares catching RPK, coming down the stairwell, and Shox can't trade. He has to give it up, conceding the B stairs. ZywOo has that deep A smoke, and Big are at least cordoned out, but that's fine by them. They're a man up with no trade in sight, just grouping for the time being. Big have a lot of nice executes on this map as well. While we more so expect to see heavy A plays on T-side VERTIGO, Big have full util to set towards B. They can smoke both sides of the gens and run some really suffocating executes into that B bomb site. That's something Vitality are aware of. masuta is playing close with Shox, baiting in opponents with the AWP. This could be huge in terms of a hold if Big go that way. But again, breaking windows, wasting time. And that bomb's outside of the A site the entire round.
Oh, I'm all kinds of shaken up, man. It feels too early in the day for a 2v5 like that. So what's going to happen now? Man advantage up and extended even further thanks to k1to there, winning his duel onto masuta. That's applied a bit more pressure over towards B, but Shox is there to alleviate it. Now Apex spotted, taken out by tabseN's Mac 10, and he just runs him down. Bye-bye A, as tabseN's opened it up. Shox left in the clutch, and while he does get away with that one kill, nowhere is safe for Shoxy. Big don't even really seem solidified that A is where they want to go. They've taken the bomb back towards B. Oh, dear.
TikTok.
That could be a bit of a disaster. 15 seconds. CSGO got to get a move on. Up through ramp. He does have time, so they've kind of dodged the threat that they were going to go walking into Shox. Uh-oh, they've delivered him that. A 1v2. This isn't impossible. And if you're Shox, this is the kind of round you're tempted by. You feel like they've kind of fed you these last couple of kills. Shox trying to make a 1v2 ace clutch happen, and CSGO on the angle says absolutely not. Second round on the board for Big, and already this is getting competitive.
Yeah, it got a bit terrifying there, right? That's the classic, you know, knowing is half the battle. Shox had all that info. He gets a B pick, he runs A immediately, and Big hear that rotate. That's why they try and double back. That's why they try and go B, but they think against it as CSGO runs back up towards that A site. Bit scary, but still around for Big, finding 2.5 buy for Vitality as they wait for that loss bonus to accumulate. Big back to mid, out of spawn. No one here to stop him. We have a scout on Apex. Often don't see ZywOo with that weapon. He's not a fan. So Apex willingly taking the lesser sniper away. Molotov into middle, masuta waiting for contact. He sees them swing, but he gets stuck on the corner and can't escape. Xantares setting up for what looks like a quick mid to B. Elevator's smoked. k1to gets picked, and Shox can go grab that gun. There's no opponents down there to stop him. One player left on B, but not for long. Tizian on 6, and Shox with a shot that won't connect. CSGO's will. It's all on ZywOo, and he is not here for long. Big find 3. This looked like it could have been a scary start with how that 4th round was going. Vitality about to clean sweep their bonus round, but oh, how the tables have turned.
This is great, man. Like I was, and Hugo knows this. I was really crunching the numbers for Big, like trying to see if there was any way that they could win this series. And two players, as I've said, who did still look good were CSGO and Xantares, even post player break. And now, like Ceteris Paribus, which means everything else being the same. So with them two still looking good, all you need is one other player, like Tabson, who it was before the player break happened when Big were winning everything, to step up alongside them. Now, we haven't necessarily seen that yet, but we are at least getting what we want out of Xantares and CSGO, and so that's pretty spicy for Big. We just need one of the remaining three to deliver something great. We got another buy round back in for Vitality here and now, and a lot of love being given towards this B site by Big early on.
Ooh.
RPK is going to go aggressive, try to shut them out, try to take away this ground, and with support from Shox on the AWP, this is a pretty scary duo, pretty scary crossfire to try and run into. Tabson, in the meantime, has opened up over at A. Now, ZywOo is there, but the trade is found immediately by CSGO. And suddenly, a direct path into that A bomb site might have been opened up. They've just got to get past Masuta, and that's easier said than done.
Are they ready for RPK, though? He came down silently, and oh, they're holding the smoke. Xantares with a kill. Keto had a gap earlier. It looked like he could have spotted RPK getting into position, and now Big doing the same towards B. It's all on Shoxy. Flashed off the angle, going back in to drop the bomb, and chasing down a second. His teammate falls, but Shox will not. 20 health versus 4, backing up to play things slow and calculated. Tizian looking for a fight that won't appear yet. He's going to move in closer and look for the kill. Shox coming in from a different angle, not ready for the close left position. He might hear him. Tizian's running back, and Shox with a missed shot on the jump. Oh dear, it's getting scary. 15 on the clock, and this plant needs to happen if Shox is not going to give up the kill to Tizian. Tap on the side, he's sticking it. Shox is moving in, waiting for the head to pop out off of the box, but it won't connect.
Oh, no.
Tizian lives to fight another battle. And Shox is waiting for a mistake. That's not going to happen. Tizian's on the other side, and Big, another clutch round coming in from them, back in the lead.
Man, that was some nice work from Shox to get it so close, but then it gets a little bit ugly in the 1v1. And Tizian getting that bomb down. For a moment, I thought he was going to fake it and take the peek right after hearing Shox drop, and I think that's what Shox was kind of hinging on as well. Doesn't land the killing blow once Tizian gets up off the bomb.
Jump, man. That was so close.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that wallbang, I'm surprised it doesn't connect, right? Shox is waiting for Tizian to stand up off of the bomb, and I think if he does, he probably has that kill for free. One bullet. Shox is very fast, but Tizian takes his sweet time. And Shox with a shot that doesn't connect, that will cost him the round. That's a heartbreaking one for Vitality, knowing that they have lost this map to Big in recent history as well. They don't want to start this series 0-1 down, even if history could repeat itself. Another broken buy for Vitality. Pistols and nades. Maybe, you know, hard nades towards A or playing off the back of that plant, right? You see a lot of teams do that, similar to how you'll play smoke delay on CT side Inferno. You like to nade that default box, get a bomb planter off, and then just flood the A bomb site. When those smokes are down, we'll see if Vitality wait with their nades for that fact. Big have been very patient in these early T-side rounds, right? Look at how slow they are to approach even the A-bomb site, just crossing the bridge at 120. Knowing the Vitality have had a fair bit of aggression down in this position. ZywOo and Co push down in the past. Masuta often jump spotting, getting that info ahead of time, but right now it's a contact play. Vitality show nothing, no one, and Big make themselves known as they throw utility towards the sandbags. Oh, I like that play. Apex smokes the molly. Now, Big don't know, but there's no one there. Xantares has the entry. Meanwhile, 2 HEs left up, as ZywOo is caught in no man's land. He might not get to use it.
I really don't trust the sandbags now. Everyone from Big is homed in on it. They're going to start to line up this utility, and I wonder if they smoke it again. Oh, they do, okay. Woo, that little wallbang from Tizian doing a lot of damage. The fact that they've smoked it again, now Big is sold, right? They're like, well, there's got to be someone sandbags, but there isn't. Instead, there is ZywOo up close, only good for a little bit of damage. Now they realize sandbags is clear, and they mop up the rest of the site as well. That is, you know, some cool utility usage from Vitality. It ends with a bit of a weird looking round, right? With everyone kind of looking at the sandbags like, we got him, lads, and then they don't. But still, this is a very, very convincing T-side start from Big, and that's wonderful, you know. We want this to... I want every series here at the Global Challenge to be a 3-map series, right? I want them all to go on as long as possible. I've missed Counter-Strike, man.
Yeah. 3-week break, it hits you hard, Harry. Big set up outside of B in this one. Bombs there as well as the AWP. Shox is still AWPing over Zywoo in this CT side, but that can be seen on Vertigo from time to time, and he's ready for the boost. Oh, he sees a backpack. There's a head above it as well. He can't find a clear shot. It's so hard to... Oh, Shox with the flick! How does he hit that? He's double scoped in, back for another, misses the shot, but sees the AWP. Searson moving in, Shox with another kill, and it is falling apart for Big. Frag after frag, they've yet to net one. RPK drops the bomb, and Shox cleans it up. What a hole for Vitality. The contact play into B for Big denied. Vitality very ready for that after they see the boost. I can't believe Shox hits that opening flick. He was so like focused on the bottom. You take those.
I'm surprised you even hit those, right? Like, that's unreal. Yeah, man, no, this B hold for Vitality has been stellar. Like, the two guys over at B sitting on 23 kills between the two of them. Meanwhile, the A players, 10 combined between the kind of 3, right? Counting that they do have this mid-rotate occasionally from Masuta and Shox. So that kind of, like, dilates the stats. Now they get out in through middle on the side of Big. Shox and Masuta running this this bait and switch setup, hoping that Shox can pull the attention of Big in and then allow Masuta to strike. And indeed he will, able to best Searson in the head-to-head as they try to boost him up and over to get vision into mid. And already Big are kind of locked out of this side of the map now. Tabson will double up down towards ramp, and these are the kind of plays we need to see from Tabson if Big want to do well in this series. Masuta trying to get stuck in, trying to get some kills of his own, and he repels them away from A into this B site where RPK and Shox, once again, this terrifying twosome that have shut down B play after B play, are already waiting and raring to go.
Scrambling back into the site, the molly is good. They should hear that tick damage, but no one's looking at RPK. He's got a headshot angle, and Tizian is gone. They chase him, and they'll find success. Those smokes on both sides coming in from Big. Zantara's in a clutch, and there's a gap. He's going to use it to find Masuta. Shox is here as well, chasing it down, and Zantara's with a 3-piece. He has looked damn good in this game so far, even saving the AWP. 12 kills for Zantara's. He's been the hero back on A as well, right? While it's been Tabson often catching the aggressive ramp plays, Zantara's coming up short with multi-kills in the past as well. So lovely little late B execute there for Big. And I don't know if that gap on the right side of the gens was in the smoke was purpose. Probably not. Oh, I mean, but it works wonders.
He got them killed, right? The first player that went up into the site, but Zantara is able to turn something that kind of ruined his teammates into an advantage for him. Shox has seen that jump up, but baiting him down. This is where the player back in main could do all the damage right now. It's gotten a bit awkward. Zantara's doesn't know. There's another one here, buddy. Oh, Shox is going to nail it. Zantara's almost spots it in time.
He had to nail that through the stairs as well. He couldn't hit the metal.
Shox is trying to line it up. I cannot miss this. I cannot miss this. And so he doesn't. He wills it into existence. Now out through mid, the rest of Big go. Masuta holding it down from CT. And they're silent on the approach, sneaking on out. Tabson leading the charge, as he so often does. Get behind me, boys. Let's take this one to him. Masuta holding from CT, and they've got their backs turned. The trade not made available, and the bomb drop. Masuta, with a hell of a mid-hold, is there to put 5 on the board for Team Vitality.
Yeah, this guy's been a real talent, right? Obviously, when we had him added into the roster early on in the year, Vertigo was the first game he played. It's been a map that the Vitality have loved him on, and he's been getting better and better throughout every single event. So, like a rookie in his first year at this level of CS, and he's performing so well in 2020. So, great to see, and more young talent in Vitality at that. We obviously see Nivera, who may be playing in this series as well. Inferno is one of the maps. So keep your eyes out for the young Belgian star. But for now, it's Big on pistols. Finally broken after some very successful T-side rounds. Vitality with the A control. Now, pushing this A ramp has often netted tabs kills, and so Vitality don't want to throw everything into this one and get too aggro for their own good. They're going to spot Big coming up soon. The smokes fade, the flash misses, but Apex does not. He gets one, glocked out of the rounds. IWU's stuck on the sandbags, no molly to get him out of position. He's been covered as well. The flash is good, and the shot from Tizian is sublime, but it's still Mizuta finding 3 yet again to keep Vitality in control. 6-all. And that was a big old buy for Big. They put a good amount into that one. So it's still going to have to be a Glock eco, likely just a flash play into mid or B, and hoping for the best.
It's really great, though, that now we have, like, Mizuta really starting to find his footing in this map. Everyone over towards that kind of A and mid area have been a little quiet up until now. We actually have ZywOo donning the AWP as well. Mizuta with the mid hold, and there's just no getting past him. There's no getting past Mizuta. Wow. Almost on for the ace. But Keto says no, and so it does fall to Shox to get that round back into the hands of Vitality. But that's very, very clean. It's very, very quick, and it's very, very pretty from Mizuta. Lead now taken for Vitality. Been a very, very back and forth game in terms of like teams just streaking together a couple, then having it snatched straight back.
It's really, really key for Vitality to get as many CT rounds as possible, because last time these two faced each other on Vertigo, they only got 2 rounds on their T side.
Yeah, and that sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Already, I think we're going to be pretty happy with this one, especially because Big have come into this in good form. And they've certainly had a lot of ideas as to how they want to approach these rounds. Tabson waiting to provide the entry here. ZywOo ready for it. Now in through mid, but Mizuta, guess what? He's a problem again. Deals with Tizian. Trade is found almost immediately by Searson, but it's still kept that advantage up in favor of Team Vitality, and they get the info as well. I'll boost Searson up. RPK shuts down the mid play, and now they spot Xantares here as well with the bomb. That's dropped over, and Vitality just like that. 8 on the board, another round where only 1 player falls. And so right here, to give yourself a nice little berth into the second half of play, Vitality have just come out swinging, taken back-to-back rounds, dominantly at that. So the money's like fully there for them. They can run orbs, they've got full utility. There's no worries here for Vitality. And for Big, they've got nothing left in the tank right at the end of the half. This is not the buy you want to head into your 15th round with.
Yeah, I'm glad Big at least fielded some T-side rounds here with the guns. But no longer in their hands, no longer in their pockets. ZywOo with a quick molly on A. Apex, only 2 kills here, but it's not really been too much of an issue. More mollies up for Big. He's going to back up to the sandbags. Look at how many Molotovs there are still. He could easily get cleared out of this position, even if his teammates try and smoke him off. But Apex wants to fight. He'll finally retreat very loud. They're going to hear that rotate out as well. Bigger setup with all 5 players on the A ramp. ZywOo fakes the turn back and re-aggresses with the AWP on short. A 2-man setup here, so even if he dies, there can be a repeat from Apex. They're holding, they're lining up utility. ZywOo might have a great timing here. He could catch 2. Oh, it's only a tag through the pole. Apex saves his bacon. Mizuta doubles up as he often does, and that's a 3rd. Tizian with a trade, but it's all in vain as Vitality clean it up. We'll be going for a break, and we'll be back with the second half in just a sec.
But our spirits never die.
I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger.
They're looking at us, an audience, keep telling us what we can do, but here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this, yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they all say. They think we're out of control, yeah, truth be told, we know it, it's just the way we live, we own it, 'cause stop, we love the thrill, we know it, it's just the way we live, we're grown-up kids.
T-side start, they're going to be going outside. Now Tizzy in main, and he takes the head off of Alu. Yampi trying to pressure him, but a great outside hold from Tizian, and he's hunting for it. Go on, Tizian, go on, my son. There it is, 5 in the round, and Big locking the pistol. Oh my, we're back with the second half here of the first map, Big versus Vitality. And Vitality there, right at the end, they're able to seize control of the money, take these little bonus rounds with them into the second half of play. And now they're sporting this 9-6 lead. Big, they've got their work cut out for them here on the CT side, and this pistol would certainly go a long way.
Yes, in the kit on Tizzy and Util on Tabson, and we've got Masuta already lining up some early nades. Single flash of P250s dropped over. So some raid bosses for Vitality. Always a fan of that. Citizen spotting Ram now. He doesn't see the full entourage of T's on the other side, but spots some contact. Backed up by Xantares. But just as how Big was slow out of the gate on some of these early T-side rounds, trying to get info, trying to figure out where their opponents are stacked. Vitality are doing the same. Contact towards A, walking slow and steady. Shock's moving up, Xantares on the corner, he's crouched with a USP. That little pole can be a problem, as we've seen in the past, but not for Xantares as he backs up fast with a shot to Shocks. Man advantage for Big and Vitality. They don't have a smoke to get into this site. That can make things very difficult. Fights need to be won, and Searson's picking up everyone. Tizian with another, his USP is damn good, and Searson with a 3-piece finds Big 7 rounds. No deaths in that pistol either. Vitality hoping for gunfights, and they do not go their way.
Oh, and now we're right back into that same competitive vibe, right? That same competitive mindset here. As Big move on to 7, pistol round going their way. You know, it's kind of in now like the wheelhouse of Vitality as to how they want to approach this, and them going for a force here. Well, that opens up a world where, you know, Big could be 9-9 up before Vitality have got this first buy, providing they win this round here and now.
Shock's trying to fake feet, make noise towards that A site. But spotting for Tabson, he's cleared this out. He's now realized that all of A is completely empty and Vitality have no one moving up the ramp. So this should be expected. A mid to be split here. Oh, great double nade. Apex gets dunked out of the round while trying to throw in a smoke for that B bomb site. Tizian backing up Keto. Messy spray here. He's trapped on the boxes, dropping all of his util while he can, but he won't get out too far. Zaiwu gets an entry through the smoke. Somehow Tizian's still standing here off of mid. And Zaiwu just spamming his Tech 9 as his team back up, go towards that A site. All of Big are here. They've been baited over after Tabson cleared out the ramp. And this should give a lot of room for Vitality, but they don't want to run, right? It will give away their rotate, it will give away their play, but now Big have already realized the smokes have faded on B and Tabson is in early. Will he be able to stop the bomb from getting planted, or will it be a retake setup?
Yeah, the problem that Big have right now is they have no idea how deep Vitality are. You can see they're even hesitant to retake the elevator room. Finally they do, and they are going to be here in time to get set up for this retake. But they're not in a situation now where they can deny this bomb plant, right? There's at least a 3v3 post plant given over to Vitality. Nice. And there's Shox leading the charge with the Tech 9, back in through elevator into CT, and Tizian dead on the flank. Vitality get 10, and ultimately it's Big and that lack of information as to what's going on at A, how deep Vitality have gotten, that kind of forced them to be very, very slow on their approach there. You could see they were paranoid. Boom. Players had already gotten deep through that A site and were holding off for these rotations. And then Shox does this, right, which like, I don't think you were expecting at any point in time. Like, yeah, they've got the bomb down. They're probably going to try play the 3v3. Nah, mate, Shox just runs at you with the Tech 9.
That's a great call on the fly, though, for Vitality to rotate out. It's not done yet, though. Big are not conceding the money on this CT side. They forced up with Deagles. Confidence in their defense, as history should have you believe, boosted up as well is tabseN looking for another. Apex holds on. He has a full belt of util, but he wants to get out mid to actually be able to throw it. tabseN won't allow that. cSGO's with the scout as well, and tabseN catches the legs as cSGO backs up. Baited in was Apex, and it's a similar situation. Vitality losing players early. This time not as easy. Re-smoke on that A short area as well. Vitality will be scared to walk through that in expectation that Big are playing the smoke. And Xantares certainly might, moving in. tabseN set up in the ladder. That means he can fast flank if Vitality do get themselves into this A site, but that's easier said than done with Xantares on the Deagle. Smoke dropped, stalling out this play. They're going to run through it, jumping as ZywOo. Xantares goes 1-for-1. That's fine. It's a 4-on-2. The flank already activated as well, and Shox could get caught with his knife out. His teammate is so low, and he falls into that category as well. A 2v5 perhaps for Vitality. Big did it before. Let's give it a go.
Oh, but look at how close the ramp flank is. They're not ready for it. They're not looking. And so there's tabseN and Tizian mopping it up. Force buy right back in for Big. Finds success. Those Deagles opening up early with tabseN, nailing them over towards mid. Great damage found in that round from cSGO and the scout as well to constantly soften them up for these Deags, for these SMGs, whatever Big are able to get their hands on. They're always kind of dealing with slightly tagged up enemy players. And this bait and switch in mid was class, man. Like, Apex was never ready for tabseN there as well. He thought, oh, I'll just bully cSGO a bit. I'll tag him up, send him away from middle. Nah, mate, because, you know, big brother tabseN's waiting right there, watching over the boxes. 8-10, buy back in for Vitality, and what with them being T-side, getting bomb plants and looking good, they've even got 2 AKs to play with in this round.
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for, a bit of a faster approach out of the gate, right? Vitality setting up quick on A. They know the smoke's coming down. They pre-boost for it. Apex can see, and tabseN has no idea. That's a lovely little pickup for Vitality, and they can push through the smoke off the back of it. Xantares is the only man to find a kill, but he won't find salvation in this A site. Unable to escape from the chasing Frenchmen, who now have a bomb plant available. Molly will stall things out, but Shox still close up. Tizian spamming the smoke, can't see anything. They're backing up right now. RPK to check that flank, and the bomb has been retrieved by Apex as well. There is some utility. It certainly could kill Apex going in for a plant, but I don't know how Big is supposed to win this round. Tizian's going to have to do something nuclear. More util, the smoke's replenished. Keto with a nade ready, and there's the plant. Will it kill Apex? Probably not. He fakes it out, jumping off. Lovely stuff. ZywOo with the cover as he spams Keto through heaven. And Tizian, yeah, right call to save. Give Vitality the respect that they are demanding right now. 11 on this T side. Big may have won their force, but same story for the French.
And I think, you know, you look at that, right, and the moment you're losing this kind of 3-man hold of tabseN, Xantares, and cSGO all in one foul stoop down towards ramp, then yeah, the round kind of is already over. You know, like the moment that moved into 4v2 territory, the round is pretty much said and done. And not least because you've kind of lost like the right hook of Big in one go at ramp. Like, you know, if you've still got your tabseNs, your cSGOs alive, then you might be believing. But not there, not with the speed and pace that those entries come in from Vitality. This boost was great as well. tabseN was just none the wiser, gets completely caught out.
And that's a familiarity, right? Like, Vitality weren't even setting up to rush A, although they had 5 players there. They were just there, in essence, to get the pick and then commit through the smoke as a unit. No one pushed through prior to that kill coming through off the boost. And when we say familiarity, yeah, maybe there's not a lot to improve on the last time they played big and 16-2'd and 16-1 them back on the realm of Inferno and Dust. But Vertigo, they lost that map to open the series, and so already with some knowledge of you know, what Big are going to bring to the table, and it's showing. Another buy back in for Big. The Force buy wars continue into this second half. Only 4 rounds deep. No one's given up. Citizen scouting. Not even buying armor though, saving for that AWP, wanting it sooner rather than later, and Vitality out of spawn with their eyes on B.
Force buy wars set to continue. This B site hasn't been tested yet. Well, Keto here and has support from Tizian on this mid-rotate. If these guys can even go even in trades, then that would be enough. But
Nice.
Tizian has got no problem doing it. He has just bailed Big out of what could have been a disastrous round. The bomb was there and ready to go, and ZywOo had just opened up onto Keto moments prior. A big 2-for-1 in that B site, and Tizian, he keeps going for more. Apex also offers himself up on a silver platter. Tabson holds down mid, and Shox, well, you gonna feed Tizian anymore as well? Because Tizian's still hungry. He still wants it inside of this B site. And Shox decides that no, he knows better. He backs away. But are they ready for CSGO? Aggressive down through ramp. Honestly, this scout could get caught out here. And it will, gets the tag off, but it's a 1v3 given over to Shoxy by Searson's aggression. And with Xantares, the only guy who's near the A bomb site wrapping through mid, this has given up A for Shox to play with. Everyone is wrapping. Shox has got a free site. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know the extent that this site is free. But he will be allowed to get this bomb down, and that is something in this 1v3. Now hearing the footsteps. Now the first player makes noise, but no one else has. So he knows that one is flanking, doesn't know that all 3 are coming from this position, and he's going to set up in CT. Slowly but surely, Shox is piecing together this puzzle that this side of the map is clear. Big have gotten into the A site in the meantime. The bomb is not planted for Shox. He's going to have to wrap Elevator and swing to try and deny this defuse.
I think that realization.
And now he's like, yeah, well, they're not coming from here. They must have all gone ramp. Bye.
I like that play though. Unfortunately, you know, no one has a kit for Big, and that would have been a chance for Shox. But because he's banking on getting something in CT, he's hoping he can hit a timing off of the B rotate, go through spawn, kill an elevator player, play that bomb. But it's not planted for him. And Big are triple flanking. So yeah, it's a nice try for Shox. He was low anyway, and with no kills being found on that wrap round, he just respects Big. A bomb plant at least given to Vitality gives a bit of bonus money that might tempt them to invest here. Shox could even drop over that AWP if they want it. ZywOo on 38. So regardless of what they go for, it's going to be a decent buy for Vitality, and Big is still trying to basically hold on to the CT side with everything being so back and forth. Yet to see a team get 2 rounds in a row in this second half. And so at any point, you can just be completely reset. Here's that buy. No AWP for ZywOo. Searson SMG as well. Big nipping at the heels of Vitality, but can they take a slice out? Flashes on B early. ZywOo's going quicker. Big only with Keto here. He's had a very slow start to this game. 4 and 18 right now. Being the B anchor as well, that can be such a hard role, right? Half the time you're saving your guns as your team lose the A site. We've already seen that. And the other half of the time, you're getting 1 bulleted and then losing the round because B is lost and your team is stacked on A. Will Keto be able to hold on? Vitality are taking their time, setting up that boost on the right side as well. Keto should be expecting something like it, but he's covered by the pillar. That could be a bit of a problem. He's checking it on a timing, but yeah, this wiggle, this jiggle, it could catch him off.
Oh, no.
Oh.
RPK, man. Devastating precision up on the boost. And now this B site's already overwhelmed. I don't know, Big, this might just be the save straight up. And now it definitely is. Tizian also getting dropped through the smoke. And for the rest of them, they're like, wow, this was fun. So glad we showed up to play this round. Great hold, Keto, as he falls immediately, given over that B site.
Hurts, man.
Yeah, and that little boost angle, right? Like, he peaks the kind of one position that is visible to RPK, that default angle down towards ramp. They at least need to get away with these guns, right? Like, if you've called the save, you've not attempted the rounds, you've not put anything into go into B, you at least want to hold on to these weapons, and that one gets removed. And so now, you know, you're looking at this, and even Bayern is, like, hesitant coming into this next round for Big.
Yeah, tabseN wanted to go for the AK, but he heard RPK cross and just decides to stay alive instead, rather. Shocks his luck on A. His barrel was actually poking out round the corner of the ramp, and so Big were a little ready for him there, but it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't make a damn difference as another round comes in for Vitality. But still not back-to-back. Still not clean, as no one really controls the money. Big are going to continue to buy up until they're forced not to. But at this point, if you're trading rounds and your Vitality, you're more than happy with that. You're up by 3. You're closer than ever to taking a Big's map pick out of this series. And ZywOo is not waiting around, catching the scout as the smoke blooms. Xantares gives it up. Re-aggression from tabseN on the short side, but Xantares doesn't know how deep they've gotten, and Shocks has a quick shot. It's only tabseN left up with a FAMAS, not the best gun for the job, but he does net one. The flash in, he peeks ahead of it. ZywOo with a jumping kill, but still Vitality a man up.
And they're going back, Hugo. They're looking uncertain. They send RPK back to clear out this flank, and now he's going to rejoin the rest of his team. So actually, they recommit. They go, yeah, all right, we'll bring the fight to Big. We know they're both here. 3's better than 2. 3's definitely better than 1. Tizian setting himself up with that smoke into the site. Has dealt with ZywOo, but brings himself down very, very low in the process. Masuta at short, almost giving it over, but almost ain't good enough right now if you're Big. 13, gracing that Vitality scoreboard. And finally now, like, you know, now if you're Big, you look at all these forces, you look at all this money that you've had at times, and you're kind of wishing that you were anywhere but this position you are now.
It's like hindsight, right? Like now you're like, oh, I wish we just double eco'd early in the half. But, you know, it's fair to say those buys for Big were the right play. They were the right call at the time. And forcing back in has now netted them not only a 4-round disadvantage, but an eco up against 13. And so this is a really bitter pill to swallow for Big, and really could cost them the map, but not due to really any mistakes other than just losing the rounds when the money was on the line. And for Vitality, we've already talked in that pretty much about how they're peaking, how they're believing, how everyone is fully committed on this train. Well, right now, this is no opponent for them. Vitality looking for a 2-0, looking to take away Big's map pick to start.
I hope that during this time, Big are trying to address the problem that is Keto. Everyone else on the scoreboard for Big, all within 2 kills of each other, all chipping in, and that's exactly what we needed to see. But Keto's got 4, and that B site, as a result, has felt like a bit of a liability for Big. And so we've often seen guys like Tizian having to play B leaning, and that's really affected how much aggression can come in over towards A. This round, it's just a mid-rush with USPs, and yeah, they get the 1 kill. Keto can maybe save that AK, but maybe really is the word for it, right? Like, Vitality, they don't want to let him get away with it. They want to keep Big as far behind as possible, and so they hunt him down. 14 now for Vitality. Big, they need 5 in a row to tie this up. They need 6 in a row to lock in an overtime at the very, very least.
And the saddest part about that, Harry, this is their first full buy round. This is their first real investment. They've had guns, sure, they've had rifles, but in terms of having everything, and even then I say everything, right? CSGO's on the AWP, but we don't have kits. He could and should buy one up, but he actually opts for a smoke instead. And so, yeah, no defuse in this round for Big. That's a real problem. And even then, no incendiaries either. Vitality, that smoke's got a big old gap, and RPK is going to push on through. Tizian's walking down the ramp, and he is dead in an instant. Keto, back at the B bomb site on his lonesome. Shocks boosted on A to hold for aggro. And right now, it's just a slow default for Vitality. No commitment anywhere, 2 per site. And a bit of a mid-walk as well. Big have put the right players in the right places with having tabseN lean B and Xantares fill the mid spot. A has been awfully quiet. And RPK is still sort of selling a fake, but Kito's been flashed in, blinded, and he needed that kill. He gets it. That keeps big in this round. What an offhang.
Yeah, right. No one's ready for that. But then this is the downside again, right? You're so heavy leaning towards B that CSGO, who's trying to peek down ramp, like trying to be the good boy he is and get that info, well, him peeking the ramp actually leads to him getting caught out of position by ZywOo. Keto, I tell you what, he's had a pretty abysmal game, but if there ever was a round for him to step up and save the day for Big, it's right here, right now, and he's going to do it with 3. All right, Keto, now you've got our attention. It is all going to fall onto Shox. 1v2 up through ramp, and Keto, the man of the hour, trying to lock in 4 in this A site. Shox has got no idea where he is. Does have time to swing this boost, but he's going to decide to go up and over to try and peek this angle. Keto had been spotted. And now down to the 1v1. tabseN versus Shox. 2 of the old boys of CS about to go head-to-head. Shox retreating to short, and the bomb is planted for him. No idea where tabseN is. But the key thing here is that tabseN doesn't have a kit. So time is of the essence. He's got to hunt Shox down, and he will. Finds him over at short. Keto, my man, like, very, very quiet game. Didn't even have to say his name in terms of killing people at all, really. And then suddenly, that round there, feels like the solution they come up with is, Keto, mate, you barrel down ramp. You try and find us what you can. He gets that RPK kill. And yeah, you had to have a couple of players over towards B to kind of supplement the fact that Keto has been struggling. But boy, does he make up for it on that rotation back into the A site. Gets it down to the 1v1.
Yeah.
And tabseN there is very, very comfortable. He's good at winning those.
In that 1v1 as well, you can see how obsessed Shox is with the ramp, right? Think about that triple flank round where Shox was on the A site. The exact same thing happened where he got completely rotated on by Big coming in from below. So he's expecting that same play. It's not the case. It catches him off. Shox with a missed shot on the AWP. Keto falls in and Shox hits the no-scope. That is criminal. That should never have happened. Oh, dear. And Keto, from bad to worse, he may have had a saving grace in that round, but now mid is free. Now Tizian's in B, and he's going to try and check this out. It might be at a price. masuta spotted on the window. Tizian spraying. He can't get the kill, and this might just be it. This might be map point for Vitality, as Big have 2 on the A site, nowhere to be seen.
And it's, you know, it is just this same problem again and again and again, and it's pretty identifiable, right? Vitality are kind of loving it right now. Ooh, nice flick from CSGO as he tries to hold on to these weapons, but Vitality, they've already like, no one's on B, right? Let's just be real with that. They are hunting down these saving players. Yeah, the bomb, yeah, so. We'll go look for the weapons. Right now, Xantares and CSGO are staying alive, but there's masuta. CSGO wants to get away with the M4, and it's looking all right for him to do that. But does that matter when you're going up against 15? You need 5 in a row now if you're Big, and it's really got to start with nothing. You know, like, you've got very, very little that you can bring to the table here. If CSGO has the A1S equipped, he can drop one over, but if he's rocking the A4, that rifle that they've got in his hands right there is all they've got.
No scoped. Ouch. And this is it, 5 rounds in a row for Big. They need to perform the full sweep right back with pistols. Yeah, okay, their forces were okay, sure. It kept them in the early stage of this half, but now they're up against the big guns. Now Shox has got that AWP once again as he donned all CT side. Run boost, CSGO taking a quick shot, but he won't connect anything. The nades are good from the T side, tagging down 2. tabseN and CSGO low HP. 2 weapons in this round as well. That is not what you want. Tizian's in middle on his own. masuta, contact play with Apex, going to boost up. Could catch this kill quick. Tizian, oh, he hits it. That'll do. He's got the nade set as well, knowing there's another man in middle. From that boost, he's going to chuck it in. Everything he's got and more. Keto from the left side, swinging in with a great shot. 5 on 3 now, Big back in control.
Oh, blinded. tabseN and CSGO both challenging a ramp and running the gauntlet is ZywOo up into the face of CSGO. Now 3 for Big, back in the A site. Xantares with a scavenged AK from middle. Man, I don't know. I see ZywOo, RPK, and Shox, and I couldn't think of 3 people I would want to go up against less with how they're looking. Nade into the site, great damage onto Keto. Still, though, an overwhelming presence here from Big, and this late boost could be a great way to snipe that advantage even further into the Big side. Now the rotation down through mid from Tizian. That's because on the boost, they see the bomb, and so they want to solidify this round with Tizian wrapping mid, up through ramp. Wherever ZywOo goes, he is running into enemy players, and with just 9 points of health, even for ZywOo, even for a guy like this, it is undoable. 11 on the board for Big, and still in with a faint little glimmer of hope. They keep it alive with the 4 spy there and then.
Yeah, that was the hardest round they're going to get, right up against 15 in terms of not having the weaponry. That was an M4, a Scout, and 3 Deagles, and so Big have at least, you know, kept themselves in this map, kept themselves in their pick in this series, as now they're just going to have full buys until either OT or the map is done in favor of Vitality. 4 more. Definitely achievable. Look at the spread of those rounds on the CT side, swapping out. Reason Big have not got the money is right there in front of you. Plain as can see. Never finding back-to-back rounds. Will that change now? It has to. Or it's Vitality taking the opener. System back on the AWP. We actually have kits this time around as well, so retake can be possible for Big. What's the game plan for Vitality? Don't want to let this get too close, too uncomfortable. Let Big start believing again. Shox is going to take a spawn peek. Ooh, playing with fire. Keto, he won't get burned. He finds the opener, doubling down as well. Keto coming out of nowhere with a triple. And that is one hell of a hold. That might be the round done in an instant. The E-key almost lets him go. He's going to go in for the ace, but denied eventually as Mizuta walks the smoke. Is it really going to cost Big, though? A very overzealous play, but well earned off the back of a 3K. Mizuta's walking into that B site where 2 CTs remain.
Oh, in they go. And down they go. Pretty promptly, right? Like, nice little hold there over towards B from Big.
And look at this scoreline for Keto. I've got to say, he was 4 and 20 as well a minute ago. He's 13 and 25, so he's had a real recovery in some of these CT-sided rounds, especially considering it was Vitality finding their 14th off of just RPK one-tapping him on default. Felt like a done deal. Felt like it was over. But now Big still with fighting them. And Vitality, no money.
A bit of a slow burner here for Vitality, right? Nothing to get excited about just yet. They're kind of stalling this round out. At the very, very least, if you're playing it slow, you can whittle through the utility of Big, and that just forced that much more reinvestment from the CT side. Now, this boost, this is juicy. For anyone who likes juicy things, this boost right up there on that list. Peeking in through mid is Tizian, but somehow he's missed all the timings there. They get out, so never mind. Cancel the juice party. And Vitality, they're all looking at it as well. This is the weirdest standoff you've ever seen. Don't worry, he ain't going back up there.
Yeah, very dangerous play. I haven't seen that for a while. Obviously, you're super open to the bottom of B, and if you're tunnel visioned and on middle, both of you could get picked up. Xantares with a grimy little off angle here on the ramp. It's do and then die for Xantares. There's no way he gets out of here alive unless he aces. And he's not even going to get one.
Okay, that's a hell of an opener. Tabson, though, ready with the closer. He's in with 3, and it is left on to ZywOo with this Deagle. Now, he's landed 2 great kills already. Can he get any more? ZywOo, there's a 3rd. Oh, no. He's got the AWP. They've given him his weapon of choice. Down off the boxes, in with the swing, but Keto gets there just in time. And putting a stop to ZywOo as he's picking up momentum is damn near undoable. So Keto saving the day again. 13 on the board for Big. And now suddenly this comeback, it is so close. You can almost feel it. These are the most high pressure rounds that Big are going to have to have played yet.
Yeah, it's a double swing. Here's Tizian running to his right. He flicks away as K2 comes around the corner. That's unfortunate, but a nice try on the eco. That wouldn't have been the way we wanted it to be closed, though, right? We want the guns out for Vitality. Get to see a little bit more of this T side. Is now they've got to be sweating as well. It's 15-10, closing up. K2, he has really been the saving grace. While he was the undoing of Big in their T side, while this CT hold has been a lot better in recent times. And so he'll be asked to do it again towards his B bomb site. Lovely nade, look at the red. Everyone but Shock's tagged up by that. Oh, the spray is a mess for K2, though. Tizian bails him out with a double and ducks out as well, getting out alive. Apex has to do something heroic here, and the kills aren't being offered up. They're just cowering behind default. Tabson's had enough. He swings for the win, and Tizian with a 4-piece on the B defense as well. This lean B for Big has been the solution, Harry.
Yeah, well, so that's the insane thing. Like early on, when K2 was kind of falling without getting much done, and like Tizian was always having to kind of play a mixture of construction and in towards the B site, it was a real problem. But now, with K2 coming alive, with this utility, thanks to finally the purchasing power being there for Big, raining in from Tizian, the problem, the thing that was looking like it was going to be the downfall of Big, is now looking like their strongest asset, man. B has just been off the cards. You don't get into B without consulting K2 and Tizian first, and they're not the kind that just let you in. So now one round is all it takes, and this can't afford to be a case of, man, we got it close, but then right at the last hurdle, we let them sneak away with a 4-spy victory.
The register's empty, Harry. There's nothing to play with. 3K apiece. This is desperate times for Vitality. And it could be OT looming in our first map, our first series of the IEM Global Challenge. Can Big get us there? Back to the A play for 2. Denied by the early smokes. The boost not employed this time around for Vitality. They don't have a single rifle to take those ranged battles. Mid to B smoke down. They're going to be contacting B late. The remolly into Masuta. He's nearing a 30 kill game here. Can he get it over the line on the 30th round? Tizian watching the back of middle. We got K2 and B. Citizens AWPing through a gap in the smoke. That gap has been there every time Vitality throw this smoke, and it's going to cost them.
Oh, ZywOo, they don't know he's here, but Tizian will look back and oh, it's B all over again. They're raining them in. It's not going to happen, surely. Apex and RPK doing what they can, what little they can.
No.
And it might be more than something little. Bomb now going down, but they lose Apex at ramp, and that nade might be enough. Slam dunk, 1 HP for RPK, and there it is. This first map in the first series of the IEM Global Challenge is heading to overtime. Big versus Vitality. It's not done yet. First map's not even done yet. Join us for even more rounds in just a minute. My oh my.
Look what you done.
"30 rounds deep and we're just getting started." It's the IEM Global Challenge. Big taking on Vitality. And while Big's map pick did get off to a bit of a slow start, a strong finish is what they're looking for, finding us into overtime off the back of some broken buy rounds going their way. Vitality getting a bit choppy, getting a bit scary at the end of their T side, but if they can net just one, maybe 2 rounds here in the first half of OT, maybe it's still winnable yet. Let's find out as we get in. No more money issues plaguing either of these rosters as Big bring in their first double orb of the game, but immediately CSN picked out of the round, and ZywOo, that's the first AWP we've seen him wield out of spawn. It's often been Shoxy, but ZywOo here to stay, here to play.
Oh, tabseN trying to get cheeky with it. We'll have to concede his bit of territory with that Molotov. Now look at Tizian. He's made this kind of interesting. I say kind of interesting because while he's going to be able to come in on this flank and he might catch ZywOo.
Oh dear.
That's good. Now they know, though, that they've pressured mid. They've got this info, and Keto suddenly is just dead in the water at B with no rotation available. So this B site falls into the hands of Vitality with very little contest, really. Xantares fast out on the rotate through middle. And there's the killing blow dealt by Tizian, who has come back up to rejoin his team. 3-on-3, and Xantares spots out RPK. Oh, another for Xantares. Shox left in the clutch. A monstrous 1v3 required, but how on earth has Shox done that? There it is for Shoxy, and he looks too good in the 1v3. My oh my, 16 on the board for Vitality, and that is not what we were expecting at all. Shox. Oh, it's electrifying, all right. There it is. The collateral through the body.
He almost got 3. Oh. He hit all 3 players with that spray, killing the guy at the back. tabseN lives only for a second. And despite Tizian coming in on that big mid-wrap, he actually goes back up the ladder and joins his team. That could have been a problem for Shox, but instead, it's just free real estate. It is a lineup for the first round. Vitality needed a saving grace. They needed a clutch round, and that will be it. Back to the double orb. CSN taking a different angle, different approach, but better success as the wallbang comes through. Shox and ZywOo picked out of this round, and Big re-aggress on the ramp side, sending Vitality back scared. Apex comes up on the short side, but he's not ready for tabseN, who has just appeared here out of nowhere, dropping the bomb with a double. Big biting right back. We may have had a 1v3 from Shox, 1v4 from Masuta. How does that sound?
A lot harder though, right? CSN on the angle, waiting in that smoke. Masuta don't trust it. He's like, nah, that's weird. Who throws that? Ooh. Well, double molly. Things are heating up for Masuta. Does manage to skirt his way in between them, up towards short side. There's CSN caught in the open. Another man at Cat doesn't want to give the kill over, so Tizian's just going to play it safe. But tabseN is alone at the sandbags, and it's another one given over to Masuta. 31 kills deep. He's got to be 33 kills in by the time this round comes to a close if he wants to pick it up for Vitality. He's certainly put the fear into Big, and Keto doesn't commit to this wrap. Instead, only now making his move. Temporarily, this bomb plant is given over to Masuta. They've given him a chance at the 1v2. Down from a 1v4. Tizian close to the smoke, and he will get the better of him. Gets it back under control for Big. And finally, they win out one of these XV1 scenarios in overtime, which isn't how you often say it. 16-16. And we're all tied up again.
Yeah, look at this second one from CSN. Just banged out through the wall there, through the top. It's about time we have that AWP showing up. It's often been the, bearer of bad news, the first pickup for Vitality. You mentioned this earlier, Harry, but ZywOo, his best games are against Big, which really does speak a lot to not only his skill, but it's kind of crazy considering how much we see CSN tear up on some of the best teams here in Europe. Great player, especially online, and of course that's where ZywOo was, birthed into Counter-Strike, but quite the battle, quite the head-to-head, often netting in the favor of Vitality. Right now, it's even Stevens, 16-0, last round of this T side. If Vitality take the lead here, they're going to be feeling pretty happy about it, considering how that T side was a bit of a problem for them both, really. Couple of orbs left in spawn. They'll come back for them later if needed. But right now, rifling for 5, going fast, trying to avoid this double orb setup that isn't in this round for Big. It's only Searson once again. And I say only.
Look at Keto. Oh, you guys didn't play B. Oh, you didn't you didn't play Keto's bomb site. Well, the joke's on you, isn't it? Because Keto might be about to undo this entire round. Smoke fades, and here he is. There's the double. Bomb dropped by Keto, and RPK trying to go back to get it under wraps. Shox is up through short, and he will get away with more than they bargained for, but there it is. Keto with 3. And that there is Big, winning out that first half of overtime, now in the lead, trying to take back their map pick. If you remember, from the jaws of defeat, like there was a time, a very, very long time, in fact, where it looked like Vitality were just going to stroll across the finish line with this one. And Keto, I think, deserves a lot of praise in his comeback individually.
Yeah, what a call to make in the third round of OT as well, just pushing B off of spawn. Not only did Vitality make noise on A, but I mean, he realized from regulation that Vitality didn't want to go back to that B bomb site. It had been a real problem since he started showing up. So he shows up in the back line, finding Big the lead by 1, but can they close? Can they do what Vitality couldn't in regulation? There's the orb shot for Searson. Big opening kill. Apex down and out. Only 9 kills to his name. Troubling time for Vitality. Someone needs to be a hero. It could be the man on your screen. ZywOo was fighting down on A, so RPK drops, but will get out of there with a hop. Big still running a slow default. They have no reason not to. They've got the man advantage. They've not really shown anything in this round. Unfortunately for them, they may think that they've sold enough of this A fake, and they have not. ZywOo has got an open sightline the entire round, and that flash won't do a thing about it. And that allows his team to rotate off of A. ZywOo can make the call. I can anchor this site. You guys stack for mid and B, and that's exactly what Vitality have done. Still a man down, but with players in the right places. Unless this bomb goes back.
Yeah, that's you know, this is what it's all hinging on, right? Like, it's looking good when it was all about to culminate over towards B.
It still is.
They will go back. And thanks to ZywOo, thanks to this info, he's getting down through the ramp. There is everyone at this B site and mid for Vitality. All the pieces of the puzzle are here. Everything is in place for Vitality to try and salvage this round, and they will. And man, past that first kill, only 1 more coming in onto RPK over at the top of B ramp. Other than that, it's dominant from Vitality.
Shox had a collat and he quick switched out of it, you know? He QQ'd before he clicked. And that could have been just the round done even earlier, but yeah, it didn't cost him. The second looked like it could have. Good hold for RPK and Shox on that B bomb site. And back to 17 all. Anyone's game at this point. 2 rounds left of this OT. Someone needs them both, or we run it right back. RPK with a quick drop. Keto did it. RPK wants to have his turn. And with the orb supporting as well, that could be massive in terms of baiting them away from RPK. No one heard the metal footsteps. He didn't run along those stairs. So Shox, he can get 1 and run back. That's a boost, a run boost. RPK spots it. Shox with a kill, but Xantares trades, and Shox doesn't want to hang around forever. He's trapped in the Tetris, walking into the wall, and Xantares will not let him escape. No one survives the Turkish beast into B. 4 on 2. Xantares coming alive. He even takes the AWP, but he can't carry on.
He really wanted to, man. He was going for his big moment there. He still had his time in the limelight, and now we look at the rest of Big to try and pick up the pieces. Apex blind as ever, and Tizian just reaps the reward on this B play. ZywOo, it's all eyes on him. A 1v3. Can he get anything done? Searson getting that bomb down, but close left is where the danger lurks. Tizian there, 18 on the board for Big, and now it's Big on map point. It's them in the lead, just 1 away from getting this over the line. Now, can they do what Vitality tried and faltered in across 5 rounds, you know, at 15-10? That's where Vitality were. They had 5 chances to close this game out. They couldn't do it once. Big, they've got one chance. They've got one chance on the back of this huge comeback, on the back of this impossible comeback, really. Let's see what they bring to the table. ZywOo, undefeated in opening doors, finally falls for the first time there. Searson doubling up. And up until that round, ZywOo was 7-0, man. He was looking flawless, but Searson lays down the pain. And now this A site is ripe for the taking. Masuta, all that stands between them and A. And he's certainly put up a bit of a hold, buys time for Shox to come in on rotation, and we're back into a 3-on-3.
Oh, they want to flash Masuta in so badly, but there's no flash left up. He's the only one with one. He's going to contact Peek. Keto holding with a massive kill to keep Big in this. A man up and just pulling the brakes, waiting for Tizian on this wrap. He's holding for lurks, but nothing has come through for Vitality. Still Shox anchors B. He took a shot A, and he doubled back, hoping Big overplay their hand. They have not. RPK is the only man on this A site, and while he has utility to potentially deny a bomb plant, there's just so little info for Vitality. This round, going silent in a moment like this for Big, has put the seed of doubt in the mind of the Frenchman. RPK moving into middle to cover Shox's back as the utility gets set up on this top site, and now the realization, now the penny drops, but will the map drop for Vitality?
RPK waiting patiently. His best chance here is to wait for Shox to reach him. Just try and buy time, try and deny bomb plants, and they will do a good job at that, but Shox is gone immediately. It's RPK versus the world. The map that Big were never meant to win. Well, they might be about to do it. Just RPK left to dethrone. But he's not keen on going down without a fight. RPK sees that bomb out in the open, drops the smoke, spots Tizian as well. It's only Searson that he doesn't know about, and there's the strike through the back. Big, they lock in this match.